I'm Katie Clancy, Chief House Hawker for the Cape House at William Ravis.
And I'm Sarah Lapsley-Martin of Team Martin Lapsley with Kinlan Grover Real Estate. And this is What's Good Cape Cod, where we show you the Cape through the eyes of a couple of locals.
Every week, we tell you about a person, a place, and a thing that we think you should know about.
So this week, we talk about a yoga teacher who inspires and keeps it real, a treasured dentist landmark, and the musical Boys of Summer.
All right, Sarah, let's get started. Who is our person this week?
So our person this week is Mary Catherine Starr. She is such a sweet, kind soul. She really is just amazing. So she's a local yoga teacher. She's an artist. She's a blogger. She's a mama of two. And she's also
podcast host.
Oh, what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Podcast, yep. And owner of Starstruck Design Studios. So I love her designs that she makes for local businesses, whether it's a website design or a logo. They're so beautiful and unique. And some of them are digital that she makes, where other ones are like painted watercolor logos. So I'm sure if you go to her website and check them out, you'll recognize a lot of local businesses that do use her. But you know, that's great. She's a jack of all trades, kind of everything she does. And she's one of my favorite people to follow on Instagram.
Why is that?
Because she truly inspires people, but she also like keeps it real. So we're all going through all these tough times, like trying to make it work, take care of children, and just stay sane in this pandemic, in this world that we're living in. And she like really lays out the truths of her struggles that she might be going through on a daily basis, whether, you know, her house is a mess or she has a toddler who doesn't always listen. She has two kids. Charlie May is about 3 and Teddy just turned 1. And Charlie May does funny things like she won't want to take her photo. And she's like, no, mama, no photos. And it's really cute. But she really just, you know, she shows the things that she's dealing with in life. And I'm sure so many of us can relate to.
I was just going to say, it makes it so relatable because you're listing her resume. I'm like, oh, what have I done with my life? You know, and then you're like, she's human.
Yeah, that's the thing. And she has such a great way of putting like, you know, humor into it as well. Like you kind of have to laugh at yourself and laugh at the situation sometimes. And, you know, one of the things that she mentions is she really strives to make as much time as possible to enjoy the simple things in life, which we all kind of need to step back and remember that at times. But I'm also wearing, I'm going to show you the shirt I'm wearing. So she designed these shirts. It's with all the towns from the Cape on them. And so she's selling them, or she sold them, and they were to benefit the Cape Cod Resilience Fund, which we've talked about before, which is helping businesses in the community that are affected by the pandemic. So just another really cool thing that she's doing to give back. And she's amazing. So look her up on her website, but follow her on Instagram just for like some daily inspiration and laughs and, you know, real life.
Yeah. Oh my God. I have to keep it real.
Yeah.
All right. So that's our person. Our place this week is, so I am virtually a lifelong dentist resident. And Scargo Tower is like, if you haven't been to Scargo Tower, you haven't been to dentists, right? Like, you have to go. And it's up on a hill. You can see for miles in all directions. It's a really cool thing. But recently, actually, it's been there since the 1800s. It was originally made of wood. There's a whole legend of Princess Scargo and Scargo Lake and her tears and fishes and pumpkins. And I always get it wrong. So you'll have to go check it out to see it.
Find that out on your own. But
yeah, do a little research. Anyway, the first year they put up, it blew down to the 2 years later. Then 20 years later, it burned to the ground because it used to be made of wood. And then they rebuilt it in stone. Yeah. And anyway, and so recently, and it's, you know, from time to time, it'll get some graffiti or some vandalism. But recently, it had been vandalized pretty severely and had to be closed. And you don't realize how important a landmark like that is. Like, well, it's just a tower. It just sits there. What, you know, nothing to do when you get there. Except, you know, climb to the top, look around, have a moment, ponder life. Like more than ever, we need these places to ponder life, right? And so the people in town were just really upset about it because it got closed and nobody could go there. So one of our selectmen took it as his pet project. Chris Lampton was like, well, what's it going to take to get it open? And he did the legwork to get things moving forward. It involved quite a few different, you know, like there's a lot of red tape to actually make it happen. Seems like a simple fix, but you know, it's a municipal property, blah, blah, blah. Anyway,
Historical, the whole thing.
Yeah, everything. It got fixed, and you can see on Chris's Facebook page the progress photos. It's still closed to go inside, to go up the tower and up and actually on the observatory, just because of COVID. But you can go there now, and there's not like yellow tape around. You can actually go and stand and look at the lake and the ocean. So it's back. Scargo Tower, great place to take a date, by the way.
Yeah. I actually had friends that got engaged at the top of the tower.
Absolutely. I'm sure plenty of people have.
I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful spot. I miss it.
Yeah. So that's our place, Scargo Tower. So our thing this week is Hyannis Sound. They're actually people. They're human beings. And it's an a cappella group of college men from all over the country. And they've been performing on Cape Cod every summer since 1994. It's a long time. So they have these weekly shows at different churches. And, that's been their thing. They've been an important part of like so many people's summer, including theirs. This is the summer job for these guys. They come and this is how they earn their money. Well, with the pandemic, they've had to completely change their model. They're doing virtual they're doing virtual shows. They're also doing a GoFundMe because let's get real, like the arts are not, they're really feeling it right now. But they do arrangements of popular songs, of old standards. And last year or 2 years ago, they started doing these improv things where they would take stuff from the audience, like, give me a word. And someone would be like, kitty cat. And they'd be like, kitty cat. And then like, barbecue. And they would sit there on the spot and make up a song.
That's impressive.
Harmony.
Yeah. And in harmony and
Kitty cat, and beatboxing and everything. They get the whole thing, and by the time we're all like, "What's that new song?" They're like, "It's the Kitty Cat Barbecue song." Like, there is
so random,
talented. Yeah. Some of these guys have gone on and are still in music, and they're just really nice kids.
The amount of people who must have, since you said 94, it started, right?
Yeah.
So the amount of guys that have come through, I mean, it's
hundreds.
Probably incredible number.
I'm waiting to see like a legacy, like a dad and a son. I don't know if they have that yet. That would be pretty cool. But listen, if you are missing the arts, if you're missing live music, go find them. Go to their website, hyannissound.com. You can find them on Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, and hit their GoFundMe. And they'll be back next year. I imagine we'll all, get back, please, maybe to a normal summer. And you'll get to see some live music.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's that, you guys. That is our person, our place, and our thing for this week. If you keep following us, before long, you'll know Cape Cod like we know Cape Cod.